Welcome in, Oredigger fans, to Kelvin Sampson Court. Sean Ryan and Ricardo Sannon bringing you this edition of Oredigger basketball as the Diggers take on the Argos of the University of Great Falls. Both squads enter this matchup at 0-1 in Frontier Conference play. The Diggers are 6-4 overall, and UGF is 5-3. As we're set for the tip, Sadiq goes up for the tip, double bats it back over into the hands of Lucas Vining, and we are off and running. O'Neal with the basketball. He'll have it. He feeds it off into the hands of Okiki, who turns it over, trying to hit the back door to John Chapman. Isaac Howard feeds it in to Slavic. Slavic will have to kick it back out. They feed it back inside of the big man. It's a big man matchup. He goes up, misses with the right hand, and Sadiq clears the rebound. Vining was there to help. Looks like both squads are going to have to work for all their buckets tonight, as they're both coming off losses. UGF lost 87-65 to number 15 LC State. The Diggers will play them on December 31st. Vining gets his pocket nearly picked. They flip it over to O'Neal. O'Neal, he'll drive in, put the floater across the lane. It's off the mark, and Howard comes down with it.
I know O'Neal missed that shot, but he needs to take advantage and start being more aggressive. I know he's a pass-first point guard, but the Diggers really need him to get going early.
Pass-first point guard for other teams, but maybe not for Montana Tech, as they're still trying to feed it into Slavic. They feed it over to Howard. Slavic thinks about the shot, flicks it back out to in the hands of Howard, and Chapman comes down with a contested rebound. So we're scoreless through the first minute, 35. As Vining has it. Over to Okike. Fleming defended by Howard. He goes with the reverse. It's no good, and the rebound comes down to the Argos. Still scoreless. Slavic in the high post. They'll work the ball around the perimeter in the hands of Burr. Burr. They feed it down, swing it around. Jared Schultz with it. Back to Howard. Shot clock down to 4. Three-point shot, it's up, and it's no good, and Sadiq goes high for the rebound. Vining from the corner, and he hits one against his hometown team, and you know what? He's the birthday boy, Ricardo.
Oh, yeah. 19 years old today?
20, I think.
20, yeah.
Sadiq working hard in the post against Slavic. They kick it back out into the hands of Burr. Had a nice conversation with head coach Anthony Owens of UGF, right, but when the team was still doing the shoot-around. As UGF gets on the board with a 2-point bucket from Jared Schultz, Owens was talking about, every night in the Frontier is going to be a battle. And I said, well, speaking of battling, he led his Argo team and the Frontier Conference in rebounding when he played. And the guy's not much taller than you or I.
Just shows how much heart he has.
Sadiq gets it turned over. They feed it back over to Howard, and Howard will get the layup to go. It's not a turnover Montana Tech wants, as Sadiq was just kind of holding it off with one arm, and there's a foul called against Jared Burr. UGF comes into this one having just lost to LC State. Another point of the conversation that Coach Owens and I had was, that's a long trip to LC State for anybody to make. They made the trip down, played on Thursday, drove up to Butte yesterday, kind of an all-day trip, and then have to play the Diggers tonight. Fleming Okiki in the high post, hands off to Chapman. Chapman thinks about the three, flips it over to Doomer. Doomer checked in for Inua. Vining thinks about the contested jumper, and they'll call him for the travel before he threw the pass. Diggers under the direction of Coach Adam Hyatt. Hyatt in his first season at Montana Tech. He was a veteran head coach at Westminster for many years, was a top assistant there. Started his coaching career at Idaho. And a foul whistled against Doomer in the low post, trying to take away Slavic. Shot clock will reset. We got 16-12 here in this half. Argos have made the Frontier Conference playoffs in back-to-back seasons. Another sub coming in for UGF. It's number 34, Tamarie Dixon, out of Chino, California. Diggers defend the inbound well. And with 16 minutes left in the half, the Argos will set up an offense. Brooks McGregor kicks it back out into the hands of Oliver Jr. Defeated inside to the post. Thinking about the jumper. Good contest by Okike, but the rebound comes down to the Argos. Brooks McGregor has it. They'll feed it down to the low post to Dixon. Dixon across the lane, and he'll get the lefty layup to go. O'Neal working against Brooks McGregor. To Vining, to Doomer. Doomer, left hand off the glass, it's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Okike, comes down to Doomer, and the Diggers are winning the battle on the glass at the moment.
It's really nice to see that early on, to owning the glass and controlling that. Good putback by Doomer. Keep fighting.
Absolutely. It's going to take a lot of grit to get wins in the Frontier Conference this season. 6-5 your score on the Best Western Plus Plaza Inn scoreboard. Brooks McGregor has it. The Argos lead by 1 with 14:45 left to go here in this first half. Shot clock coming down, and there's a foul at the very last second. Diggers nearly had a shot clock violation, but Great Falls will get a fresh shot clock, and Fleming Okike will check out as Sadiq checks back in. You know, Sadiq, when he played against UGF last year, he was finally just kind of becoming healthy in Frontier Conference play. Had 5 dunks against the Argos up in Great Falls. Berkeley with it. Oliver Jr. Back to Dixon. Sadiq working against Slavic. Slavic tries to go strong inside, and Sadiq says no. That's a great battle, Ricardo.
Great battle, and another board for the Diggers and Sadiq. His 4th board of the game.
Sadiq is a manimal. And especially when you see healthy Sadiq, it's fun to watch. Vining drives in and hits another jumper.
He needs to hit that shot consistently to impact this game right now.
That should be his shot, as the birthday boy has his 2nd field goal of the contest. He's got 5 points now. He's got 5, Doomer's got 2, and that's how Diggers have 7. And we've got a foul against Montana Tech. That one's going to go against O'Neal, so that'll bring us to a media timeout. The Diggers lead the Argos 7-6 with 13:43 left to play here in this half.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering, in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business, land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked Tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically, in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
as we return to action here at Kelvin Sampson Court. The Orediggers and the Argos locked up in a tight battle. Argos with it in the hands of Brooks McGregor. They'll hand it over to Dixon. Long fire from 3 with an awkward shot. Cale Goldseth battles for the board with Dixon and rips it away. Now O'Neill has it. Dribble drive on the inside. Diggers will set up the offense, hit the trailing big, which is Doomer. Then they feed it over into the hands of Vining. Back over to Doomer. Doomer drives baseline, picks up his dribble, back out to Vining. Shot clock down to 7. O'Neill across the lane, puts the shot up. It hits the front of the iron, and the Argos have it. Throw the long pass ahead. 3-point shot up by Dixon, and he knocks it down. And the Argos get the lead.
That's what Montana Tech does not want UGF to do. They cannot allow them to get these quick transition, fast break points. They have to work on their transition defense for sure.
Especially can't let people shoot wide open threes. As Vining collects it. Feeds it down to Sadiq. Sadiq on the inside, spins baseline, puts it up. It's off the mark, and the rebound comes down to the Argos. Berkeley to Oliver Jr. Brooks McGregor will drive in, and that's going to be an offensive foul against... Get my names mixed up. Brooks McGregor. And that's a great play by O'Neill, taking it right on the chest. Didn't fall down, but the official saw enough to call an offensive foul.
More importantly, it's a good play, so O'Neill didn't get his second personal foul.
Yeah, foul trouble is something that Montana Tech cannot survive, as the Diggers are not necessarily that deep. The Argos lead 9-7 with 12:15 left to go here in this first half. We'll pause momentarily for another commercial.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
They're able to adapt to pretty much any situation.
At Montana Tech, our students graduate and they go to work. They live the American dream. By supporting the Montana Tech Foundation, you're helping us put more
Coming back from the timeout, the Diggers will work against full court man-to-man pressure from the Argos. Vining, bring it across the timeline, throws it ahead to Doomer. Doomer holds it high above the defense, and he'll hand it back over to O'Neill. Diggers have got just 17 on the shot clock now, as they really had to work it across the timeline. Sadiq on the inside, goes up, tries to score it, can't, and we've got a foul whistled against Doomer for the rebound.
Excellent job by UGF coach Anthony Owen on putting that press, because the Diggers take a long time to get into the offensive rhythm. So now they only had 17 seconds, and of course that would lead to a turnover and a foul.
So Jordan Jones will check in for Montana Tech, as well as Fleming Okiki and John Chapman. Vining checks out. So on the floor for the Diggers, you've got O'Neill, Jones, Chapman, Okiki, and Cale Goldseth. Oliver Jr. drives inside, tries to drop it off to Slavic. Fleming with the big block, but Slavic gets it back. And Fleming wisely lets somebody else throw it in. Diggers get it in to Goldseth. Goldseth drives inside, kicks it back out. There's a good press break by the Diggers. Goldseth hits the flare. The hands of O'Neill, front of the UGF bench. He'll drive inside. Wow, what a nifty move.
What a man move.
O'Neill splits the defense and puts up a circus shot, gets it to go. They feed it into Slavic, working against Jordan Jones. Slavic kicks it back out, and Burr gets called for the travel. Good eyes, Ricardo.
Had a little happy feet there.
Burr, not the most popular last name in American history. That's a Hamilton reference. Argos lead 11-9 on your Best Western Plus Plaza Inn scoreboard. UGF looking for the offensive foul against O'Neill. Burr really doing a good job of pressuring the Orediggers. Okiki tries to throw the bounce pass to Jones as he'd already lifted. A couple of shot blockers there, but he's not able to get anything out of it.
Yeah, it's hard to pass the ball once you're up in the air, especially your teammate thinks you're going to shoot it. Or if you're going to pass it, you can't throw a bounce pass in the air to make sure it gets in your
No, and
teammate's hands.
especially to a big guy.
Absolutely.
Hard to catch it when it bounces down low.
Plus he wants it up so he can dunk it.
The Diggers trail by 2. They feed it into Slavic. Diggers do a good job of getting back. Slavic on the inside goes up and puts it off the glass with a good power move over the left-hand shoulder. O'Neill gets it. He'll work against Burr. Burr playing really pesky defense. Goldseth. They throw it over to Chapman. Shot clock down to 11. Now O'Neill has it. 6 on the shot clock. He's going to have to get something going. Gets a high screen from Jones. He'll drive in, put the shot up with his left hand. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Slavic. Now they throw a long pass over the top to Howard. Howard inside, and wow, what a great fast break. Bashir is able to hit it on the assist from Howard. And the Argos have jumped a lead out to 15-9. So we'll go ahead and take a timeout with 9:36 left to go here in this first half.
I'm Dr. Hillary Risser, and I'm a mathematician here at Montana Tech. The wonderful thing that I love about Montana Tech is the smallness of it. I actually get to know my students. I've had several students helping me over the past several summers working on my research with social media. We also take students to our professional conferences. Last year I took 8 students with me to the Joint Mathematics meeting in San Antonio. Every industry in the world has mathematical problems that need solutions. Montana Tech is the solution.
Welcome back, Montana Tech students and staff from Steeles. Montana Tech is important to Butte and Southwest Montana, and Steeles is proud to support Tech in many ways. Right now, anyone with a current Montana Tech ID will receive a 5% discount on anything in our store, just in time to furnish or upgrade those new apartments or homes. See our selection of home furnishings, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Welcome back, Montana Tech from Steeles in Butte and Deer Lodge. Go Diggers!
As we come back from the timeout, the Argos lead 15-9 with 9:36 left to go here in this first half. Sean Ryan and Ricardo Sandin sitting along with you as we enjoy Oredigger basketball. Montana Tech under the direction of Coach Adam Hyatt, their second Frontier Conference game with a new coaching staff. And they're in for a tough one. They're having to work to get the ball across the timeline against everybody as O'Neill has it. He'll work against Burr. Burr nearly puts an O'Neill to the deck. Chapman catches in the corner. Can't get his shot off. Chapman to Okike. Back to O'Neill. Clock down to 4. He'll fire a contested jumper. That one's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Fleming, and he can't get it to go. Jones keeps it alive. A lot of energy there.
A lot of things going on. Big play by Jordan Jones to keep the play going.
Just slapping at it, kept that ball alive. Okike will try the jumper. That one's off the mark.
Not the shot we want.
No, not with a reset shot clock. Berkeley. Back out to the right-hand side to Howard. Howard working against Slavic. Diggers are going to try to double in the post. They kick it back out into the hands of Howard. Back to Berkeley. This is a UGF team that doesn't shoot the ball incredibly well from outside. But the Diggers have got to stop the drive, and O'Neill gets called for the foul.
I agree. Montana Tech needs to make sure that UGF plays force them to play half-court basketball. If they're trying to run with them, it's not going to happen. Half-court basketball makes them force tough shots.
Argos with that 15-9 lead, and they'll have the inbound underneath their own bucket. Diggers already have 5 team fouls. Throwing the ball in is Jared Schultz. Isaac Howard will flip it back out to Schultz. Schultz on that left side. Howard had trouble kind of collecting the ball at first. Back to Schultz. Dribble drive, catches inside. He'll turn around. That one doesn't draw any iron, and Sadiq comes down with the rebound. Argos are switching everything. Diggers got to get a counter for that. Goldseth working against Howard. Dribble drive inside. Hands over to Sadiq. Sadiq 15 feet away from the bucket. He'll try to go to work. The inside, flips it out to Chapman. That's an inside-out basketball look. It's a good look. That one's off the mark. And Brooks McGregor has it. Throw it down to the left-hand side. Brooks McGregor, he'll try from 15 feet. That one's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Doomer. Doomer's doing a good job off the bench for the Diggers. Goldseth being pressured.
The Argo defense is doing a good job for us in Tech to receive the ball so far away from the basket, which takes a few ticks away from the shot clock.
Chapman can't connect on the triple. The rebound comes down to Schultz. Schultz, he'll hand off to Howard. And UGF is going to do a little more dribble drive, kick it back out to Schultz and reset. 17 on the shot clock, and the Argos have a 6-point advantage. Howard, he'll rise up and fire over the top of Chapman. Probably not the shot Coach Owens wanted.
No.
As there was a big size mismatch there.
With another rebound again for Sadiq, who's out here.
Vining, come off the double high pick. Stagger screen, step in, kick out, Chapman, corner, he gets the 3. And there's a good look for John Chapman, and the Diggers have cut it to a 1-possession ball game, trailing 15-12 on your Best Western Plus Plaza Inn scoreboard. 6:06 left to go here in this first half. And there's a turnover, as a little bit of a nonchalant pass was thrown by Schultz. Doomer gets a high pick for Goldseth. Goldseth drives in, kicks it back out to Vining. Vining looking a little dribble drive. Defended by Brooks McGregor. Vining drives in, and they call an offensive foul against Lucas Vining.
Good take by Lucas. Nice little move, nice penetration.
Great move. Really like it. That's his first personal.
Coach Hyatt does not like that call.
No, and Lucas didn't either, and they both let the official know it. Coach Hyatt has also told me that he's only been teed up like 2 times in his whole career, so.
I'm not sure how, because that man does not swear.
No, doesn't swear, but he's definitely energetic. 15-12 your score, 5:25 left to go here in this first quarter as they feed it over to Sadiq, and there's a foul whistled against Trevon Bashir. He's a redshirt junior out of Inglewood, California, went to Bloomington High School.
Coach Owens for UGF, he recruits nationally. It's quite interesting. He plays from California, Arkansas, Alabama, all over the place.
All over. You know, that's his assistant Kevin Smith did some coaching all around the country and playing all around the country. As there's a turnover, Goldseth threw a pass and a hit into a shins. Contested 3 ball, put up, and it's missed. Brooks McGregor comes away with the rebound, and he's generously listed at 5'8". Slavic. They leave Brooks McGregor open in the corner, and they get lucky, but they don't rebound. Slavic goes up, misses it, and Sadiq comes down with the rebound. That's a very scary trip for the Diggers. They come away undamaged. Schultz working hard against Goldseth. Chapman comes off the screen and connects, and the Diggers have cut it to 1, and the Argos have not scored in the last 5 minutes. So the Diggers on a 4-0 run. Brooks McGregor gets in the lane, puts it up, and scores. And Schultz dives over media row. So it'll be Montana Tech basketball on the inbound. 27 on the shot clock, 4:17 left to go here in this first half. Diggers trail by 3. Really a low-scoring first half.
Which is exactly what Montana Tech needs and wants.
Vining moving right, tries a contested jumper, and he hits again.
Nice and smooth shot for Lucas Vining. Once again, he needs to be able to hit those jumpers.
Doomer with the contest on the 3. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down into the hands of Tamarie Dixon, and the Diggers just getting beat up on the glass right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially because the Argos are taking the shot that the Montana Tech wants, but just not capitalizing by getting those rebounds.
19-16 your score. The Argos lead by 3 with 3:35 left to go here in this first half. They give it over to Doomer. Doomer with the handoff to Goldseth. Goldseth, he'll fire, and he hits the deep 2. Foot was on the line, but that's a good in-rhythm jumper for Kale. Sadiq battling hard on the inside. They make the extra pass to Schultz, and you can live with that. Sadiq comes away with a big rebound. Good boy, Sadiq on the boards all night tonight. Chapman will collect it in between the center circles, back over in the hands of Vining. Vining to Sadiq. Sadiq thinks about the jumper. I think I've seen Sadiq shoot about 1 jumper in his lifetime. Diggers come away with it. The shot clock should have reset. Doomer on the inside, and a blocking foul. So a little bit of miscommunication there, just a reset. UGF had the basketball. The shot clock should have reset. Doomer got the loose ball and said, uh-oh, better go in there and make something happen. So he does make something happen. Goes to the line. He's going to shoot 2. Whew, a little stressful.
That's a lot of action there. Sadiq is catching the ball out way too far. He needs to be in the post and making post-up moves. There's not much you can do out there.
You know, and this is just an interesting battle between 2 guys about 6'8", 6'9". Slavik is listed at 225, and I have to imagine he's probably just a little bit heavier than that. He looks strong. Sadiq's strong, too. I mean, they're kind of battling, make each other catch way outside the lane lines. So Doomer goes 2 of 2 at the charity stripe, and the Diggers have built a 1-point advantage with 2:40 left to play here in this first half. 20-19 your score on the Best Western Plaza Inn scoreboard.
More impressive thing, they're doing this with Chris O'Neill on the bench.
Doing with O'Neill on the bench. Cale Jacobson checked in at the last dead ball. Chapman checked out. Maybe a little bit of offense-defense here. They feed it into Slavik. Slavik working against Jones. Long pass over the top to Schultz. Schultz, he'll drive in. Great block on the backside, and we've got a foul whistled against the Diggers. And they're going to whistle that one against Jones. So his first, the team 7th. The Argos would be shooting nonetheless, but it is a shooting foul as we're in that bonus. Foul count 7-4 on your scoreboard. Free throw up, and it's off the mark. UGF not a great free throw shooting team, just in general. They don't shoot the ball spectacularly well. They are just 99 of 155. Vining gets the run out. He's got it on the right-hand side, goes up, and that should easily be goaltending. The ball had hit the backboard. They throw it ahead to Slavik. I think everyone in the gym is calling for the goaltend. The ball was above the cylinder and it hit the backboard.
Yeah,
but moving on.
Moving on. Next play.
Like Ben Hogan said, the most important shot in golf is the next one. Well, the next play. Goldseth being pressured by Brooks McGregor. Back over in the hands of Jacobson. Back to Cale Goldseth. Goldseth, defended by Brooks McGregor. McGregor takes a swipe at it. He'll drive inside. Kicks it back out to Jacobson. Back to Vining. He calls for an on-ball pick. He's doubled. Vining from way downtown. That one off the mark, just barely. And UGF off and running with $1:30 left to play. Berkeley to Schultz. Could have been an offensive foul. Long three ball on the way. That one barely hit the back of the backboard. And the Diggers will push. Vining wants an on ball. To Fleming. Fleming on the inside, pulls up, puts the jumper up. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Brooks McGregor. (20-19) your score. The Argos going to try to take the lead here. Goldseth nearly comes away with the steal. The Argos try the contested jumper. That one's off the mark. Great defense by Montana Tech. And there's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jacobson, he'll drive inside. Ball nearly gets turned over. Goldseth gets called for the offensive foul. And just going to check the weights, as they said that Cale Goldseth, who weighs in at a staggering 6'165", knocked over number 34, Tamarie Dixon, who is listed at 218 pounds.
I believe it.
He should have played football.
But Cale is that strong. He does have that heart.
20-19, shot clock turned off. Diggers lead by 1. Your Best Western plus Plaza in scoreboard. Isaac Howard, he'll try the triple, and he hits. And the Diggers will have to inbound quickly. They throw it to Goldseth. Goldseth with the long fire from three-quarter court, and it hits the backboard. And we go to the half with the Argos leading 22-20 on your Best Western Plus Plaza in scoreboard. We'll go ahead and take a break and then bring you back here for second half action here at Kelvin Sampson Court.
It's amazing to me that we have 6 kids in this family that grew up on a farm, small ranch. We all turned out to be engineers.
My great-grandparents, all of their children attended Tech and graduated with degrees. Montana Tech felt more like a family, and they really wanted me to come and be a part of it.
Very rare you'll see a family of 6 engineers and married to engineers. So there's a bloodline there that's pretty rare.
Montana Tech is my family's solution.
My name is John Wick. I am a graphic designer, as well as a teacher and executive director, and I wear a whole lot of other hats. I basically want to drink coffee and make really cool things. My experience at Tech really gave me the confidence to say, well, I can go out and do that stuff. Montana Tech really legitimized and helped me develop the skills that I didn't even really know that I had. Montana Tech was my solution.
I love Butte. It's my hometown. I was born and raised here, and definitely part of my soul is here. At Montana Tech, we receive this world-class education that I don't feel a lot of other students receive, and it's so valuable and it's so affordable, so I think that it's a really big benefit to students that come here.
When I came to Montana Tech, I definitely felt inspired to work harder because you're surrounded by all of these incredibly hardworking people that are goal-oriented and they know exactly what they want to do. I think that just the type of students that get recruited here are your driven, really pretty bright students, and when we all get in a room together, we just vibe off of each other, and it makes something really incredible. In preparing for dental school, I feel that I've gotten the best education possible through Montana Tech, and I feel well prepared, and I think that I have my advisors and my professors standing behind me, willing to help me.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering, in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business, land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
Visit the new montanasports.com. It's your online source for statewide sports in Montana. Get the latest scores or watch your favorite highlights, all from montanasports.com.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
They're able to adapt to pretty much any situation.
At Montana Tech, our students graduate and they go to work. They live the American dream. By supporting the Montana Tech Foundation, they're helping us put more students on that extraordinary path.
I'm Dr. Hilary Risser, and I'm a mathematician here at Montana Tech. The wonderful thing that I love about Montana Tech is the smallness of it. I actually get to know my students. I've had several students helping me over the past several summers working on my research with social media. We also take students to our professional conferences. Last year I took 8 students with me to the Joint Mathematics meeting in San Antonio. Every industry in the world has mathematical problems that need solutions. Montana Tech is the solution.
Welcome back, Montana Tech students and staff from Steeles. Montana Tech is important to Butte and Southwest Montana, and Steeles is proud to support Tech in many ways. Right now, anyone with a current Montana Tech ID will receive a 5% discount on anything in our store, just in time to furnish or upgrade those new apartments or homes. See our selection of home furnishings, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Welcome back, Montana Tech from Steeles in Butte and Deer Lodge. Go Diggers!
It's amazing to me that we have 6 kids in this family that grew up on a farm, small ranch. We all turned out to be engineers.
My great-grandparents, all of their children attended Tech and graduated with degrees. Montana Tech, it felt more like a family, and they really wanted me to come and be a part of it.
Very rare you'll see a family of 6 engineers and married to engineers. So there's a bloodline there that's pretty rare.
Montana Tech is my family's solution.
My name is John Wick. I am a graphic designer as well as a teacher and executive director, and I wear a whole lot of other hats. I basically want to drink coffee and make really cool things. My experience at Tech really gave me the confidence to say, well, I can go out and do that stuff. Montana Tech really legitimized and helped me develop the skills that I didn't even really know that I had. Montana Tech was my solution.
I love Butte. It's my hometown. I was born and raised here, and definitely part of my soul is here. At Montana Tech, we receive this world-class education that I don't feel a lot of other students receive, and it's so valuable and it's so affordable, so I think that it's a really big benefit to students that come here.
When I came to Montana Tech, I definitely felt inspired to work harder because you're surrounded by all of these incredibly hardworking people that are goal-oriented and they know exactly what they want to do. I think that just the type of students that get recruited here are your driven, really pretty bright students, and when we all get in a room together, we just vibe off of each other, and it makes something really incredible. In preparing for dental school, I feel that I've gotten the best education possible through Montana Tech, and I feel well prepared, and I think that I have my advisors and my professors standing behind me willing to help me.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering, in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically, in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
Visit the new MontanaSports.com. It's your online source for statewide sports in Montana. Get the latest scores or watch your favorite highlights, all from MontanaSports.com.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
They're able to adapt to pretty much any situation.
At Montana Tech, our students graduate and they go to work. They live the American dream. By supporting the Montana Tech Foundation, you're helping us put more students on that extraordinary path.
I'm Dr. Hilary Risser, and I'm a mathematician here at Montana Tech. The wonderful thing that I love about Montana Tech is the smallness of it. I actually get to know my students. I've had several students helping me over the past several summers working on my research with social media. We also take students to our professional conferences. Last year I took 8 students with me to the Joint Mathematics meeting in San Antonio. Every industry in the world has mathematical problems that need solutions. Montana Tech is the solution.
Welcome back, Montana Tech students and staff from Steeles. Montana Tech is important to Butte and Southwest Montana, and Steeles is proud to support Tech in many ways. Right now, anyone with a current Montana Tech ID will receive a 5% discount on anything in our store, just in time to furnish or upgrade those new apartments or homes. See our selection of home furnishings, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Welcome back, Montana Tech from Steeles in Butte and Deer Lodge. Go Diggers!
It's amazing to me that we have 6 kids in this family that grew up on a farm, small ranch. We all turned out to be engineers.
My great-grandparents, all of their children attended Tech and graduated with degrees. Montana Tech, it felt more like a family, and they really wanted me to come and be a part of it.
Very rare you'll see a family of 6 engineers and married to engineers. So there's a bloodline there that's pretty rare.
Montana Tech is my family's solution.
My name is John Wick. I am a graphic designer, as well as a teacher and executive director, and I wear a whole lot of other hats. I basically want to drink coffee and make really cool things. My experience at Tech really gave me the confidence to say, well, I can go out and do that stuff. Montana Tech really legitimized and helped me develop the skills that I didn't even really know that I had. Montana Tech was my solution.
I love Butte. It's my hometown. I was born and raised here, and definitely part of my soul is here. At Montana Tech, we receive this world-class education that I don't feel a lot of other students receive, and it's so valuable and it's so affordable, so I think that it's a really big benefit to students that come here.
When I came to Montana Tech, I definitely felt inspired to work harder because you're surrounded by all of these incredibly hardworking people that are goal-oriented and they know exactly what they want to do. I think that just the type of students that get recruited here are your driven, really pretty bright students, and when we all get in a room together, we just vibe off of each other, and it makes something really incredible. In preparing for dental school, I feel that I've gotten the best education possible through Montana Tech, and I feel well prepared, and I think that I have my advisors and my professors standing behind me willing to help me.
Welcome back, basketball fans, to Kelvin Sampson Court. Sean Ryan and Ricardo Sandin sitting along with you as we got a barn burger of a men's game that came immediately after a barn burner of a ladies' game that saw Montana Tech get the win over number 18 UGF. That victory came with a 75-68 final, and Ricardo, I didn't mention it during the broadcast, but that was Montana Tech's third game against a ranked opponent in their last 4 contests. I mean, that finally you're able to break through and get a big win against, especially a conference opponent. It'd be great to get a win against a ranked opponent in non-conference play, but it's even more impactful in the Frontier Conference schedule where every game matters.
Oh, absolutely. And one of those games was against number 3, Lady of the Lakes out in Texas.
What a barn burner down there.
Yeah, losing that by 4, and then they played a Division I opponent, Corpus Christi. Then, of course, Northern on Thursday, and that was a 3-point game. So great basketball is going on right now. And think about this. We talked about this off air. It's like they're still shorthanded. Sam McGree should be back around next month. So that adds even more depth to the bench.
It's going to be really fun to watch the ladies improve, and we'll see if the men can pull out a victory in this one. They trail at the moment 22-20 after the Argos hit what was not quite a buzzer beater 3 against the Diggers. That was Isaac Howard who drained the big triple. That's just the second 3-pointer that Great Falls has made. They're shooting 2 of 10 from downtown, and in my opinion, Ricardo, you let them keep shooting it.
Oh, absolutely. To someone who's coming in looking at this game saying it's 20-22, may have their own opinions on it, but this is exactly where Montana Tech wants to be. They're playing Montana Tech basketball, taking it slow, owning the clock, and taking quality shots, and also forcing UGF to take 3-pointers and owning the paint and making sure to get those rebounds.
Well, you look at the score, 22-20. There's a lot of quarters that end with the score 22-20. Montana Tech really does a good job of slowing it down on the offensive end. Part of that is due to the UGF pressure, but they're forcing UGF to shoot really tough shots. The Argos are shooting just 35% for the contest. Diggers shooting 33%. But the Argos have gotten up 4 more shots in the grand scheme of things and made 2 more shots. Diggers are 2 of 5 from 3-point land, and they are 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So we start this second half with the Argos having the basketball. Ball's in the hand of Burr. He'll swing it over into the hands of Jared Schultz. Schultz, they'll feed it down into the hands of Howard. Howard, and there's going to be a foul whistled against O'Neal. That's his 3rd personal. And I think UGF was kind of trying to make that happen.
Absolutely.
First play out of the break.
That's not how the Diggers want to start off the second half.
No, you don't want to get O'Neal in foul trouble. He sat for much of that first half with foul trouble, only playing 11 minutes. Basher catches it outside. Burr, they feed it down into Slavic. Slavic gets doubled. Back over to Basher. They feed it over to Howard. Howard, with a hand in his face, misses the triple. Bounces twice off the iron, and O'Neal is able to save it. But who was there to nearly grab the rebound was Sadiq. He's got 8 in this. He had 8 in the first half. O'Neal to Okiki. Okiki to Vining. Vining off the pick. Will drive down baseline, put the shot up, and he's fouled. So the birthday boy will go to the free throw line. Just under 19 minutes left to play here in this second half. 22-20 your score on the Best Western Plus Plaza Inn scoreboard. And Vining makes the first, creeps over the front of the iron. Looking at some other numbers from the first half of action as Vining connects on the second. The Diggers out-rebounded UGF 18-17, but the Argos had 1 more offensive rebound, and there's a turnover. Taken away, Chapman has it. He'll slow it down and give it over to O'Neal. They feed it inside to Okiki, and Fleming on the inside goes up off the glass and gets it to score. A little unconventional,
nice little
but it
move.
worked.
Yeah, nice little spin move by Okiki. He's come a long way since his freshman year and sophomore year. He's coming to work.
And he's really built himself quite a body, too. I mean, he kind of came in, he was a little bit thicker of a kid, but he is a strong individual now. As the Diggers double in the post again. They force UGF to pass out of it, and I like that defensive intensity. Doubling in the post as Slavic goes in. Could have been an offensive foul with that opposite arm, and O'Neill will come away with the loose ball in the steal as he flips it ahead to Vining. Dangerous play to save it on your own end, but it pays off for the Diggers, who have a 2-point advantage. Vining with a good fake at the back cut. Chapman to O'Neill. Down into Fleming. Fleming drops it into Sadiq. Sadiq on the inside, up and under, and the big fella gets his first points of the ball game, and the Argos call a timeout. What a great 2 minutes and 18 seconds out of that first half for the Diggers.
Yeah, Diggers are on a 6-0 run right now, which is really good. And all those points are coming in the paint and the free throw line. That's exactly what they need to do, keep attacking the hole.
So we'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. The Diggers lead 26-22 with 17:42 left to play.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering, in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked Tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically, in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
As we come back from the break, the Diggers lead 26-22 on your Best Western Plus Plaza Inn scoreboard. A 6-0 run, as Ricardo pointed out, to start this half. And UGF will have it. The ball is in the hands of Jared Schultz. Schultz, he'll feed it over to Howard. Back over to Schultz. Throws it down into the hands of Oliver Jr. Back out to Howard. Howard, long pass over the top, and there's another turnover for the Argos. The Argos came into the second half with just 4 turnovers as a team, as compared to Montana Tech 7. But the Diggers are playing a little bit better defense right now and forcing the Argos to make mistakes. 26-22 your score, 17-18 left to play here in this second half of basketball action. Okiki catches it, now to Chapman. Chapman to Sadiq, who scored his first points on the last possession for the Diggers. He goes for that hook shot, it's a little short-handed. Fleming can't catch it between his legs. The ball is swung around. Oliver Jr. drives in and gets fouled, so he'll get the 3-point play opportunity.
And that's how UGF likes to play. They like to run up the full court and get quick baskets, because as you can see, they're not a very good shooting team, and they do not like to take those shots.
Oliver Jr. doing a good job at finishing. He's just 5'9" and $145, but he finishes in traffic after being fouled by Chapman. That's Chapman's second team foul on Montana Tech. And he completes the 3-point play. O'Neill will have it. Pressured intensely by Brooks McGregor. Brooks McGregor was the leading scorer for UGF against LC State. He had 17. O'Neill was open in the corner, but the Diggers couldn't get it to him. Vining with a jumper. It's off the mark. And Sadiq with a tip. I love that play.
Great. Oh, he's being in all kind of position.
Oliver Jr. gets bailed out with a foul.
I'm not sure about that call, but that's something that, like I said, the Argos like to do. They like to just run up and go. They don't care if you score or not. They're just going to go and run.
You got to get back on the defensive end. So Oliver, who just completed the 3-point play, will try to cut back into that Digger lead. Foul whistled against Chapman. That's back-to-back fouls on Chapman in the transition game. Coach Bob Green says block out. And the Diggers will be forced to inbound. They give it to O'Neill. He's going to beat Brooks McGregor off the drive, get across the timeline. Drives inside, and he's fouled by Brooks McGregor, who had an arm on him.
For a team that full court press, man-to-man, full court, man-to-man for all the way the whole game, UGF does not get too many fouls.
No, they do a good job of playing defense with their feet and not their hands. So the score, 28-27. The Diggers lead the Argos. They try to get it. They try to save it, and there's a foul as Vining put it up quick. His shot was rejected, but the official says he got hit in the head.
And Coach Hyde's saying that it hit the backboard for a
I think he is too. That would be the second time tonight.
The referees are discussing it.
And they're going to just say, no, it didn't hit the backboard. But that's got to be something that this crew will look at after the game.
If the crew doesn't look at it, I guarantee you Coach Hyatt will.
Oh, yeah. He looks at a lot of film, being around the guy. He's one of those film guys who he'll film practice, he'll take stats on practice. He's very much a numbers guy as Vining goes 2 of 2 on the trip. Diggers drop back into defense. Oliver Jr. over on the right-hand wing to Brooks McGregor. Brooks McGregor, the Diggers come out in a zone. Driving down, they feed it down inside, and Vining, think he got a finger on that one. As Slavic, the 6'9" center, missed on the inside.
And guess who got the rebound?
Sadiq. Was I right?
Absolutely.
Sadiq gets the rebound. They feed it down into Fleming on the inside. He goes up and under and scores it. And the Diggers are playing with a lot of energy on both the offensive and the defensive end right now.
Nice little spark, too, for the bench, the team, and then this crowd.
People are into this one. The Diggers are shorthanded coming into tonight. They lost Dylan Panabecker, who was probably their first guard off the bench, as he turned an ankle on Thursday night early in that contest. Three-point play is good, and the Diggers lead 33-27 with 15 and a half left to play here in the second half. UGF tries to set a pick before the swing play. Get it back out in the hands of Berkeley. Berkeley wearing bright red shoes. Berkeley, he'll fire from way downtown, and he answers. Berkeley hits the Argos' third three-pointer of the contest. O'Neill gets trapped in the corner. And we've got a timeout called by Montana Tech. And the official's doing a lot of talking with the players. And Coach Owens is not nearly in his coaching box. So 33-30 your score. The Diggers lead the Argos, and the Diggers will have the basketball. 15:02 left.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
They're able to adapt to pretty much any situation.
At Montana Tech, our students graduate and they go to work. They live the American dream. By supporting the Montana Tech Foundation, you're helping us put more students on that extraordinary path.
The Diggers lead 33-30 with 15 minutes left to go here in this second half after O'Neill got trapped and called the timeout. Sadiq on the inside, can't get it to go. He lost it, but it'll stay with Montana Tech as the Argos were last to touch it.
I think Sadiq knew where he was, and he's also surprised that no one bodied him up.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, nobody bodied Sadiq up. Cale Goldseth catches it on the inbound. He'll drive through, get back out of the pressure to Vining. Vining, spot, shot, can't get it to go on the leap and leaner, and Berkeley has it. And UGF is off to a lead, and there's going to be a foul against Montana Tech. That's going to go against O'Neill, and he cannot afford fouls. That's his fourth. And you could tell he was trying to get out of the way, but it was a half a second too late.
And that's something that's been going on with him for the whole season, getting into foul trouble. With 14 minutes to go, we can't afford losing Chris this early.
Berkeley at the free throw line. Connects on one. O'Neill checks out. Not playing a ton of minutes because he's been in foul trouble the whole contest. Picked up 2 in the first 5 minutes. Picked up a third just a couple of minutes into this second half. And now he's got his fourth at 14-34. So the Diggers will break the pressure in the hands of Goldseth. Goldseth being pressured by Berkeley. Swing it back out into the hands of Lucas Vining. Lucas Vining to Doomer. Doomer in the post. He'll rise up and he'll hit the left-handed hook shot. Left-handed hook shots are much easier when you are left-handed. And Sadiq sends it out of bounds on the hesitation put up by Brooks McGregor. So the Diggers lead 35-32. This is exactly the pace they want to play, Ricardo. Not a whole lot of offense. Oliver Jr. Give it back over to Berkeley. Oliver catches the errant pass. Back to Berkeley, defended by John Chapman. Chapman. Doomer got a piece of it, and Sadiq comes down with a rebound, so he's easily got double-digit rebounds right now. Apologize for not being a little more up-to-date on the stats. Our live stats are not working tonight. Doomer on the inside, goes baseline, picks up his dribble, kicks it back out to Vining. Sadiq sets an on-ball. And then Vining rises up, fires, can't connect. It's a little off the left-hand side. Now Brooks McGregor will hand off with Berkeley. Dixon will dribble drive. And Sadiq gets called for the foul. And Jordan Jones will check in. That'll bring us to a media timeout. The Diggers lead 35-32 with 13:22 left to go here in this second half.
I'm Dr. Hillary Risser, and I'm a mathematician here at Montana Tech. The wonderful thing that I love about Montana Tech is the smallness of it. I actually get to know my students. I've had several students helping me over the past several summers working on my research with social media. We also take students to our professional conferences. Last year I took 8 students with me to the Joint Mathematics meeting in San Antonio. Every industry in the world has mathematical problems that need solutions. Montana Tech is the solution.
Welcome back, Montana Tech students and staff from Steeles. Montana Tech is important to Butte and Southwest Montana, and Steeles is proud to support Tech in many ways. Right now, anyone with a current Montana Tech ID will receive a 5% discount on anything in our store, just in time to furnish or upgrade those new apartments or homes. See our selection of home furnishings, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Welcome back, Montana Tech from Steeles in Butte and Deer Lodge. Go Diggers!
(35-32) your score here at Kelvin Sampson Court. Sean Ryan and Ricardo Sannon bringing you basketball here as the Orediggers and the Argos square off in this second Frontier Conference matchup of the young season here on the 3rd of December. Berkeley with it over on the right-hand side. Dixon working against Doomer, and Vining comes away with a steal. Lucas being a spark plug on defense. They throw it to Doomer. Jones fighting for post position. Back into Goldseth. Back out to Doomer. Doomer to Jones. Jones over that left shoulder with the right hand, and he gets it to go.
Nice little post move for Jones. He was working in there, and it was a nice little feed for him to get those points.
Especially a freshman, pretty green, but he provides good minutes for the Orediggers off the bench.
Good minutes and good energy.
Minutes and energy. As Montana Tech is shooting 50% from the field in this contest. Brooks McGregor misses badly. The ball is on the floor. Goldseth comes away with it with a diving play, and Doomer will secure it. That's the kind of play you want to see out of a guy like Cale Goldseth. Doomer catches the pass, nearly stolen away by Dixon. Goldseth. They feed it inside. Dixon comes away with the steal. And they call a blocking foul. And Goldseth looked like he kind of got rolled into. It's going to be on the floor. And that one's going to go against Jones. Not a bad foul for Montana Tech because it stops that fast break.
Yeah, it was a 1-on-4. I'm not exactly sure what Dixon was thinking, but
right.
It worked out to his benefit.
But it keeps the Argos from getting a bucket in transition. That's where they like to score it. And Tech was a little bit scrambled on defense there.
It's interesting they went back to man-to-man. I thought the zone was working pretty well. UGF does not want to shoot the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just don't think Tech was strong enough on the inside when they went with this new lineup.
Right. Without Sadiq in the lineup, too, to rebound, too, that can play a big impact.
Berkeley to Howard. Back in the hands of Schultz. Slavic. They get doubled in the post. And Goldseth comes away with a steal. He's got it, and the Diggers have numbers. Goldseth, long pass over in the hands of Vining. Vining thought about it. He'll bring it back out between the center circles. Goldseth, little dribble drive. He'll go up with the scoop shot. Can't get it to go, just a little too hard off the glass. But back-to-back steals for Goldseth. And this one will be Montana Tech basketball as UGF poked it out. So Ricardo, the Diggers are shooting 50% from the field. They have not tried a three here in this second half.
Just going into the paint. That's exactly what they need to do. Take a high-quality shot, high-percentage shots.
Be interesting to see the stats after the game, see where Montana Tech is scoring their points, because it feels like they're all coming from 15 feet and in.
And the free throw line.
And the free throw line, where the Diggers are shooting 87% for the contest, 7 of 8. Goldseth, hesitation, goes up strong, can't get it to go. Jones on the inside and gets it to go. Great finish by Jones in traffic.
He never gives up. He's always going for the ball, and that was a great putback by Jones.
He's one of those guys that I look at, and he's just got a bright future ahead, because if he puts a little bit of weight on, and driving in, putting the bucket up is Slavic.
Well, not only that, he's someone you want as your teammate. He doesn't care about scoring. He just cares about doing the little things to help the team win.
He's a great kid. Goldseth gets it across the timeline at the very last second. 21 on the shot clock. Chapman, he'll fire the three. He felt like he was in rhythm. Howard comes away with it. Hyatt not happy with that shot attempt. Berkeley, and Vining comes away with a steal. Great on-ball defense.
Another one.
And the Diggers, who trailed 22-20 at the half, are going to go at this 10-minute mark, and they've got a 5-point lead, 39-34. Vining catches in the corner, thinks about rising up, drives in, feeds off to Doomer. Doomer goes up, and...
Do they call goaltending on that?
We are 0 for 3 on goaltending calls. But Doomer's at the line. He's going to shoot a couple as he was fouled. That one's going to go against Isaac Howard. Howard also played at Choteau High We were talking off air about Dylan Pannebecker, who's not suited up tonight. He's in street clothes because he turned an ankle. Isaac Howard is a senior, 6'6" out of Shoto. He's whistled for the foul. That's just his first. That's the 5th team foul on the Argos. As Doomer goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, and they are now leading 40-34. Diggers are currently on a 20-12 run in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Doomer comes away with a steal. Tries to throw it ahead, and that's a little too much for the big man, and it's turned over. But I like the play.
Oh, I like that play. Before that, that would have been 4 of the last 5 possessions, resulting in a turnover and steal.
Howard catches it. Doomer comes out, and they foul the 3-point shooter. So a chance at a 4-point play for the Argos. And Coach Hyatt wants a timeout. As the Argos will have the chance to complete the 4-point play when we come back. 9:28 left to go here in this second half. Diggers lead 40-37 over UGF.
It's amazing to me that we have 6 kids in this family that grew up on a farm, small ranch. We all turned out to be engineers.
My great-grandparents, all of their children attended Tech and graduated with degrees. Montana Tech, it felt more like a family, and they really wanted me to come and be a part of it.
Very rare you'll see a family of 6 engineers and married to engineers. So there's a bloodline there that's pretty rare.
Montana Tech is my family's solution.
My name is John Wick. I am a graphic designer as well as a teacher and executive director, and I wear a whole lot of other hats. I basically want to drink coffee and make really cool things. My experience at Tech really gave me the confidence to say, well, I can go out and do that stuff. Montana Tech really legitimized and helped me develop the skills that I didn't even really know that I had. Montana Tech was my solution.
The Diggers were out to a 20-12 run in the first 10 minutes, but a chance at a 4-point play for UGF. As Howard is at the free throw line. And he connects, completes the 3-point play. Excuse me, the 4-point play. And the Diggers lead by just 2. Vining with the long pass over to Chapman, back to Vining. Vining has it. He'll hand off to Goldseth. Defended by Jared Schultz. Coach Hyatt wanted a foul call. And they try to feed it inside to Fleming, but it's knocked away by Slavic.
More of a hand check call. As soon as you put 2 hands on the defender, it's an automatic foul.
It should be automatic. .909 left to play here in this second half. Sadiq handed off to Goldseth, and Goldseth cans the corner triple. 3-ball corner pocket, Cale Goldseth, and the Diggers build that lead back out to 5. Sergio Berkeley defended by Vining. Slavic, and there's a turnover. Goldseth has it. He's got it. Drives in, and gets the bucket to go. So a quick 5 points by Cale Goldseth. And all of a sudden, the Diggers have built themselves a 7-point advantage.
What a take by Cale. He is fearless.
He's got 2 shot blockers trailing him, and he still finishes.
I believe that's his 4th steal of the half, too.
Berkeley, he'll fire. That one's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Oliver Jr. Schultz spinning inside. They'll drop it off to Slavic. I would let him shoot, and he connects. It's the first time we've seen him take a jump shot all night.
And apparently he can hit him.
Berkeley And Berkeley connects, so a quick 4 points out of UGF, and all of a sudden it's a one-possession ball game. They get it in to Chapman. Chapman to Vining. And we've got a foul whistled against UGF.
You wonder how long Tech can wait with Chris O'Neill on the bench. Oh, as we speak, Chris comes back in.
But you see, the Diggers with O'Neill on the bench, been pretty effective.
Oh, absolutely.
But you put in Cale Goldseth, you put in some guys like John Chapman that, hey, they're playing, they're earning their minutes, especially Cale. But Goldseth, great minutes for Tech off the bench when O'Neill got in foul trouble. And a turnover.
So O'Neill comes in and Burr comes in. I think Burr's only responsibility is to guard O'Neill.
I think it very well might be. Just try to pester him. O'Neill playing with 4 fouls. He checked out at the 14:39 mark, so he spent about 7 minutes on the bench. Brooks McGregor to Schultz. Schultz, the dribble drive, working against Fleming. Fleming stays on the ground. That's a great defensive play. Back out to Schultz. Shot clock down to 5. Puts the 3 up. It's off the mark, and O'Neill comes down with a rebound.
Great defensive possession right there for the Orediggers.
And especially for Fleming. He had a couple one-on-one matchups. Sadiq catches it. They feed it inside to Fleming. Fleming goes up. Bucket and the foul. It's kind of fun to see those two play, and that post-to-post passing is dramatically improved for the Orediggers.
It's really nice to see. As Fleming gets up, smile on his face, knowing how did that go in? But, hope he completes this 3-point play right here.
So Fleming has got a chance at the 3-point play. The Diggers leading 47-42 with 7 minutes left, and that one won't rattle home. And the Diggers have to get back quickly as Schultz flip it back over to Dixon. Long pass over the top to Schultz, to Brooks McGregor. Brooks McGregor drives inside. Dixon defended well. Back to Brooks McGregor. Could have been a walk call. Now Burr, he'll drive in. Slavic, he'll fire, and that one might show you why he doesn't shoot that many jumpers, but a turnover by Montana Tech as Fleming threw a pass to Chris, and Chris was coming down from when he jumped to call for the ball.
Yeah, I do like that the Diggers are back in the 2-3 zone, forcing UGF to shoot, which they do not want to do once again.
Well, if UGF does drive, they're driving into a big body like Sadiq or Fleming or even Lucas, who's a bigger kind of combo guard. So UGF will have it. The shot clock did reset because Tech was in possession before they turned it over. Berkeley. Back to Schultz. Dixon's going to try to set picks along that high post. Back to Berkeley. Back to Brooks McGregor. Brooks McGregor. Long pass out to Schultz. Brooks McGregor driving inside. Errant pass. Ends up back in the hands of Schultz. Back to Berkeley, and he hits. So it's a 2-point ball game. O'Neill has it with 5:52 left to play here in this one. Diggers lead by 2 over the Argos. Diggers have held the lead for a majority of this second half after starting out trailing 22-20. Vining finds Fleming on the inside, and Sadiq with the tip.
That's been there all day. Sadiq has been battling on those boards and getting those with putbacks.
That's an easy way to get a rebound and a couple points to your credit, just tip it up and in. He's got 2 tip-ins tonight. Dixon driving in. Sadiq with the block, and they're going to whistle him for the foul.
Pretty late call.
You know, there's awards for Defensive Player of the Year in the Frontier. Offense player, Sadiq might go down as the nicest player to ever play Frontier Conference basketball.
Off the court, he's a very nice man. He's very respectful. He says sir and yes ma'am. He's really, really nice. On the court, not so much.
Right. We'd like mean Sadiq to come out a little bit more often.
Oh yeah, it would have been nice after that rebound for him to slam it down with 2 hands and get this crowd really fired up.
Right. So Dixon at the line. He goes 1 of 2. He misses the first, but he ends up going 1 of 2. And a couple subs check in for UGF. Slavic and Dixon will take a seat, as well as Schultz and Burr. Vining gets it in. Back to Jacobson. Jacobson across the timeline, hands it back off wisely to O'Neill, who's playing with 4 fouls. The Diggers lead 49-46, 5:10 left to play here in this contest. Jacobson with the 3, and it's in. Love it when guys come off the bench and make big plays. That's what Cale Jacobson did right there. Diggers playing a little bit of a kind of a matchup zone here. Again, trying to throw the Argos for a loop.
And also making the Argos use up all their shot clock.
Howard responds with a deep triple. And the Diggers lead 52-49 with 4:36 left to go here in this second half. We'll go ahead and take a break and bring you back here with more second half action here at Kelvin Sampson Court.
I love Butte. It's my hometown. I was born and raised here, and definitely part of my soul is here. At Montana Tech, we receive this world-class education that I don't feel a lot of other students receive, and it's so valuable and it's so affordable, so I think that it's a really big benefit to students that come here.
When I came to Montana Tech, I definitely felt inspired to work harder because you're surrounded by all of these incredibly hardworking people that are goal-oriented and they know exactly what they want to do. I think that just the type of students that get recruited here are your driven, really pretty bright students, and when we all get in a room together, we just vibe off of each other, and it makes something really incredible. In preparing for dental school, I feel that I've gotten the best education possible through Montana Tech, and I feel well prepared, and I think that I have my advisors and my professors standing behind me willing to help me.
As we come back from the break here at Kelvin Sampson Court, Sean Ryan and Ricardo Sannon bringing you Oredigger Argo basketball right now. Diggers leading 52-49 with 4:36 left to play here in this second half. That score brought to you by Best Western Plus, Plaza Inn Hotel here in Butte. Sponsors of our scoreboard. 4:23 left to play. Vining in the corner, throws it into Sadiq. Sadiq in the post on the inside. Up and under, gets the shot blocked, but he'll be fouled, so he's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Sadiq has not attempted free throws by my recollection here in this contest.
No, but that's exactly where Sadiq needs to get the ball on the block, and so he can do those post-up moves and get to the basket and get fouled. That's exactly what he needs. He's been getting those ball 15 feet outside, which is way too far for him.
Sadiq makes the first. Looking at the stats coming into the day, Sadiq not shooting incredibly well at the free throw line, but he is averaging 5.6 rebounds per contest, and he's easily surpassed that tonight. And he goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. So Schultz has it. Three-point shot on by Berkeley. He's missed. And O'Neill has it. Long pass ahead to Vining. And Vining will clear it back out into the hands of O'Neill. Vining, his free throw line jumper won't rattle in. And with 3:30 left, UGF tries a desperation heave. It won't go. Rebound comes down to O'Neill. O'Neill drops it off to Vining, and Vining gets the bucket.
What a pass. Excellent pass.
This is the kind of game you needed from guys like Lucas Vining, who struggled as of late, but now he's got 13 points for the Diggers. Sadiq is your leading rebound for Montana Tech. He's got 11. I think the difference, Ricardo, as Schultz has it, is Montana Tech's defense has turned UGF over 13 times. Nearly 14 as Vining gets his hand on it. Long three from UGF, and they hit a tough one to stay alive. Good contest by Montana Tech, but sometimes those shots go in. The Diggers lead 56-52 with 2:53 left to go here in this second half.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business, land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked Tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically, in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
Back to action here at Kelvin Sampson Court. Sean Ryan sit along with Ricardo Sannon and the Diggers hold a 4-point advantage over the Argos at the moment. Sadiq Anua has tied his career high for rebounds, which was set again. Wait a minute, he's surpassed it. He's surpassed it as I check the sheet again. He's had 11 rebounds against the Masters California last year. He's got 12 so far in this one. He had 8 in the first half. They throw it ahead to Goldseth. Goldseth with a good pump fake. They throw it ahead to Fleming. Back out to Kale. Intense on-ball defense played by UGF. Full court man-to-man. Norman Dale would be very happy. That's the head coach from Hoosiers. Left-hand side, O'Neill. Shot clock down to 7. He'll drive in, try to drop it off to Okike, and there will be a kick ball violation. So that'll reset the shot clock at 15, I do believe. Producers having a little bit of a debate over who should be the Subway player of the game right now. I think we can agree Sadiq could be a great candidate for it. They feed it into Fleming. Fleming with Brooks McGregor. Fleming falling away, gets the bucket to go.
Everything is falling for Fleming tonight. All his trick shots are just going in, and he just keeps smiling.
And Fleming did not start out the contest well. He was 0 for 5 to start, but he has hit a lot of buckets as of late. Now 4 of 9 from the field. 3-point shot on by Schultz, and he hits it. And the Argos cut the Digger lead down to 1 possession, 58-55 with 2 minutes left.
This is unbelievable, as the Argos only hit 2 3-pointers, including one at the end of the first half to end the first half. And now they just seem to be lining it up from deep outside.
Yeah, those are not threes you generally practice. They're shooting it from about 25, 26 feet. They feed it into Sadiq. Sadiq to Fleming, who cuts to the bucket, and he's fouled, so he'll go to the line. And that post-to-post passing, Ricardo, has been something that Montana Tech, you know, you see glimpses of it, but it's really been effective against the Argos.
It's an excellent cut by Okiki, and him and Sadiq seem to be practicing that a lot and working really, really well together.
They've been on the same page all night. Sadiq will find Fleming. Fleming will find Sadiq. As Fleming hits the first free throw. Diggers lead 59-55. One more free throw coming. Oliver Jr. will check in for the Argos. So on the floor for the Diggers, you've got Vining, Okiki, Sadiq, as Okiki's second free throw rattles in off the front of the iron. Goldseth and then O'Neal. Schultz, who just hit a big triple for the Argos moments ago. This game's getting down into crunch time. $1:25 left to go in the game. $15 on the shot clock. 60-55. Diggers lead by 5. Berkeley, they'll try to drop it over to Slavic, and that one's going to be lost out of bounds once again. Good on-ball pressure by the Diggers. Forces another errant pass.
After that last three-pointer, Diggers switched to man-to-man to avoid those deep threes that seem to be going in for some reason. Good trend, good call by Coach Hyatt.
Just kind of a transition, change things up a little bit. O'Neal is having to work really hard to get open. They finally do get it into O'Neal. Then they throw it to Goldseth. Goldseth across the timeline. Has it back over to O'Neal. He'll hold it at the center circle. Defended by Schultz. Now it's Oliver Jr. Defending Goldseth. Back to Vining. Vining working against Burr. Okiki hands off to Goldseth. Goldseth on the inside drive, gets it stripped. Ball's lost. It's Burr. And Burr is trying to stop and draw the foul on Sadiq. Schultz, he'll fire and he'll hit a three, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point contest with 38 seconds left. Wow. Talk about guys getting hot all of a sudden. UGF is really firing well from downtown. As I check out the stats right now for UGF, they were 2 of 10 to start the contest, and then here in this second half they were 2 of 4. I believe they're now 4 of 6 from downtown, and it's not like Montana Tech is not applying the pressure. Looking at some other numbers, the Diggers have only tried 1 3 here in this second half. They fired 5 up. They fired 6 for the game. Montana Tech is out rebounding UGF by 1 rebound, but the Diggers have grabbed 7 offensive boards, where the Argos have just grabbed 6. Other numbers to look at are the turnovers. The Diggers have just 8 turnovers in this contest. That's got to be pretty close to a season low.
Can we talk about how well the game plan is for Montana Tech right now?
Oh, yeah.
How well they're playing. Easily their best game of the young season so far. But it's good. They're playing their game. I know it's only a 2-point lead right now.
Playing a good game against good competition, which in that preseason so often you don't have great teams. You don't play great teams to start out. But Montana Tech, with Frontier Conference on the line, they played reasonably well against Northern, except for about an 8-minute stretch there in the latter part of that first half. But tonight, they came out, they trailed by 2 after Howard hit a 3 at the half. They come out, and they've controlled this whole second half. They've won that second half, which is huge. Doomer sets a screen. Vining gets it into O'Neal. Back to Vining. Back to O'Neal. Back to Vining. Ahead to Okiki. Fleming has it. He'll throw it to O'Neal. There's an 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Game clock at 22, shot clock at 14.
The Argos are not going to foul.
They're not going to foul. O'Neal drops it off to Fleming. Fleming goes up, gets stripped, and the ball comes back down in the hands of the Argos. 10 seconds left. Burr with it. Ahead to Schultz. Schultz tries a desperation heave. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Goldseth. Burr with the 3. It's in.
Unbelievable. The referees are discussing it right now, whether it was good or not.
What they're discussing, whether the basket was off in time or not. And Burr, who had not hit a shot all night, makes this one. It's just the question of whether or not it counts or not.
I wonder if they're wondering if it's a 3 or a 2 as well. Is that playing a part?
I think it was very easily a 3. He shot it by where the volleyball standards go in. 60-58 your score right now. They're going to say it's a 3, and that's the game.
So Burr is sticking true to his name like he did to Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, he hits a dagger. He brings a gun to a knife fight, and the Argos will get the victory 61-60. Checking out the numbers for the Diggers, Sadiq led the way with 8 points and 12 rebounds. On a desperation heave from UGF, they get the victory over the Diggers, and they improve to 1-1 in Frontier Conference play. The Diggers, who battled and won the whole second half, end up on the losing end of this one. A very last second shot by Aaron Burr. Excuse me, not Aaron Burr, by Jared Burr, but close enough. And
it was a shot, all right.
It was a shot. The Argos get the win, 61-60, here at Kelvin Sampson Court. That'll do it for this portion of the broadcast. We'll see if we can sneak down and maybe get a post-game interview with Coach, if he's in the mood.
Visit the new MontanaSports.com. It's your online source for statewide sports in Montana. Get the latest scores or watch your favorite highlights, all from MontanaSports.com.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
They're able to adapt to pretty much any situation.
At Montana Tech, our students graduate and they go to work. They live the American dream. By supporting the Montana Tech Foundation, you're helping us put more students on that extraordinary path.
I'm Dr. Hillary Risser, and I'm a mathematician here at Montana Tech. The wonderful thing that I love about Montana Tech is the smallness of it. I actually get to know my students. I've had several students helping me over the past several summers working on my research with social media. We also take students to our professional conferences. Last year I took 8 students with me to the Joint Mathematics meeting in San Antonio. Every industry in the world has mathematical problems that need solutions. Montana Tech is the solution.
Welcome back, Montana Tech students and staff from Steeles. Montana Tech is important to Butte and Southwest Montana, and Steeles is proud to support Tech in many ways. Right now, anyone with a current Montana Tech ID will receive a 5% discount on anything in our store, just in time to furnish or upgrade those new apartments or homes. See our selection of home furnishings, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. Welcome back, Montana Tech from Steeles in Butte and Deer Lodge. Go Diggers!
It's amazing to me that we have 6 kids in this family that grew up on a farm, small ranch. We all turned out to be engineers.
My great-grandparents, all of their children attended Tech and graduated with degrees. Montana Tech, it felt more like a family, and they really wanted me to come and be a part of it.
Very rare you'll see a family of 6 engineers and married to engineers. So there's a bloodline there that's pretty rare.
Montana Tech is my family's solution.
My name is John Wick. I am a graphic designer as well as a teacher and executive director, and I wear a whole lot of other hats. I basically want to drink coffee and make really cool things. My experience at Tech really gave me the confidence to say, well, I can go out and do that stuff. Montana Tech really legitimized and helped me develop the skills that I didn't even really know that I had. Montana Tech was my solution.
I love Butte. It's my hometown. I was born and raised here, and definitely part of my soul is here. At Montana Tech, we receive this world-class education that I don't feel a lot of other students receive, and it's so valuable and it's so affordable, so I think that it's a really big benefit to students that come here.
When I came to Montana Tech, I definitely felt inspired to work harder because you're surrounded by all of these incredibly hardworking people that are goal-oriented and they know exactly what they want to do. I think that just the type of students that get recruited here are your driven, really pretty bright students, and when we all get in a room together, we just vibe off of each other and it makes something really incredible. In preparing for dental school, I feel that I've gotten the best education possible through Montana Tech, and I feel well prepared, and I think that I have my advisors and my professors standing behind me willing to help me.
When Montana Tech was being formed, there was this huge need for engineering, in the mines in particular. And in 1904, we had our first 10 graduates. And this spring, I'm going to have the opportunity to shake hands of over 500 extraordinary graduates whose lives have been changed because of Montana Tech. That problem-solving capability has expanded to include energy, ecology and restoration, business land management, trades and technical, nursing and health programs. Whatever the problem is, Montana Tech is the solution.
I picked Tech because it was really low-cost education, and it was a great school. Typically, in my class size was anywhere from 10 to 15 students, so the professors knew us on a first-name basis. When I finished at Montana Tech, moving on to graduate school, I had 0 student loans, which was a huge benefit to me. As long as you're willing to work, Montana Tech is willing to work for you.
Montana Tech. Find your solution.
Visit the new MontanaSports.com. It's your online source for statewide sports in Montana. Get the latest scores or watch your favorite highlights, all from MontanaSports.com.
We don't believe that you have to be born into extraordinary circumstances to live an extraordinary life. So what we want to do at Montana Tech is we want to put more students on that extraordinary path.
We take our students out of the classroom into the field.
Montana Tech promotes problem solvers, not problem makers.
Sean Ryan here with the Steel's post-game show with Coach Adam Hyatt. And Coach, sometimes those things happen. Your team loses to UGF 61-60, but I thought your guys played great.
I thought our first half defensively we were terrific. In the first half I felt like the offensive side, we just weren't basketball players, and we were being very tentative. We weren't finishing around the rim. We were just dribbling to half court instead of attacking the basket. So we made that adjustment at halftime, and it was just simply a mindset thing. And we made much better plays in the second half. So I thought that was great. We really guarded well in the first half. In the second half, we tried mixing things up a little bit, some different defenses. And, a team that we were just playing statistics, and statistically, a couple guys who normally don't make some of the shots made some shots. And so you tip your hat to them, and they made shots to win the game. And, we wanted to come into the game with a sense of purpose and urgency, and I thought we played that way. And we wanted to have a more competitive game at halftime, because it seems like in the games that we've lost, we've really let it get away from us in about a 6-7 minute stretch in the first half. And so we weathered the storm. We weren't great, we weren't perfect by any stretch, but we gave ourselves a chance to win, and that's with this young group, that's what we're asking for.
You guys started that second half with a 20-12 run. Really came out, their energy was up, and you fed the bigs. You guys scored a majority of your points in the paint. Was that the point of emphasis coming out of the locker room?
Yeah, that was a big point of emphasis, because we felt like we had shots right at the rim. We just weren't finishing. We just were being very tentative. So, Fleming was much better in the second half. Sadiq was better. We were catching the ball. We weren't trying to be too quick and too fancy, and we were just catching it strong, finding the rim and scoring it. And that was all great. So, there's not a whole lot you can complain about other than, look, life's not fair, and sometimes you lose on buzzer beaters. And like I told the team, it has a way of coming back around, and hopefully we'll be the beneficiary of some of those plays later on. And this is great. We got some nice distractions right in front of us here. Yeah.
It is distracting, Coach. Another point is Lucas Vining, didn't play great 2 nights ago, but he really came in with good energy today. And how much did he help your guys' kind of effort tonight?
Well, I played him 36.5 minutes because I felt like his energy was great.
And it's his birthday.
And it's Friday. Okay. I didn't realize, I think I probably overplayed him a little bit, but he was just so reliable out there because he had just this sense of urgency, and he just wanted to be out there. And so I like that, and we just ran with him. And he was starting to cramp up a little bit, but he gutted through it. And we've got a lot of nice young pieces, and these games help you grow up in a hurry. I mean, I told the team, I've had 1 year where I've lost 5 games, 3 of them in conference on buzzer beaters in 1 year. And so it happens. It stinks. There's not a whole lot you can say after it other than, hey, we gave ourselves a chance, and that's what you're asking for.
Now, last question, Coach. Sadiq really played well for you guys, controlled the glass. He had 8 rebounds in that first half, finished with a career-high 12, and 8 points. I mean, he really dominated on the inside.
He's coming along. It's just it's a journey with him. You know, he's been injury-ridden his career. He hasn't had a lot of court time. It's a mindset thing for him. I think when Sadiq plays with a sense of urgency, and we talked to him about playing angry, he's much better, and I felt like he did tonight. He kind of had that look in his eye that I'm going to grab every rebound, defend, and he did a terrific job. So, you know, looking back, you know, a lot of it's on me. They made some threes out of the zone, probably shouldn't have zoned looking back, but, you know, hey, you can second guess anything in a buzzer-beating loss.
Well, you know, good fight tonight, Coach, and thanks for all the hard work.
Yeah, it was great. All right, off to the next one.
So that's Coach Adam Hyatt, and that'll conclude your Steel's post-game show. The Diggers lose a heartbreaker, 61-60.